Hello and welcome to Season 1 of Math Club. For Season 1, we're actually doing algebra practice. So this is question 1 of algebra practice, where we would learn to refine our skills relating with algebra. Algebra, in my opinion, is actually the most elegant method. It can solve up to 80% of the math problems based on a primary school and secondary school, primary school level in general. Right, so we're head straight in. First thing I have to say that, study this question, and some of you may have already found an easier method to do this compared to algebra. But this question is actually excellent. You're going to practice your algebra skills, so it's not the best method, but it's great for practicing. And some questions can only be solved with algebra, and if you get your skills really great, then you can solve those questions. Okay, so it'll take a while to look at this question, and I'll leave you with about 5 seconds. Pause the video if you need more time. Okay, pause if you need more time as always. So first thing I'm seeing is that there's a huge jumble. There's numbers here, there's a number there, there's keychains, there's stuffed toys, there's the total. I mean, the first moment when I saw this question, I was kind of a little bit stumped. Then I realized that what better way to organize your information than a table, right? And here we have it. So I've drawn a little table over here. A number, prize, keychains, stuffed toys organized beautifully. So once I use 3x for keychains, it's because there's 3 times as many keychains as stuffed toys. So it's 3x and x, and for stuffed toys, it's $8.40 more for the keychains, so it's y and y plus 8.4, and I've color-coded it to make it a little easier to understand the next couple of algebraic statements. So the first one is not actually a statement. I'll call it a little just piece of algebra. So it's just, this is to say that the cost of the stuffed toys in total is x multiplied by brackets is y plus 8.4, and the cost of the keychains in total is 3x multiplied by y. And remember, this is the cost in total, right? And so here we can get our first algebraic statements. It'll be 3x multiplied by y plus x multiplied by brackets y plus 8.4 equals to 124. This may sound extremely complicated, but it's actually just summing up this, and they equals 124. It will get much easier the more you solve it. So this is writing an algebraic equation for the total money spent. It knows total money, not total number or total price. Don't get confused. If you write it in a table, you won't. So we're going to simplify this equation. 3x multiplied by y is 3xy, and x multiplied by bracketed y plus 8.4 will be xy plus 8.4x. Then this will still equal 124. This is just simplifying. And so we can add up the 3xy plus xy. This will give us a further simplified equation, which we'll call this equation 1 to get it more clear. So 4xy plus 8.4x equals to 124. So now we're going to write another algebraic statement, except this one is relative with the difference in money spent. As the question states, she spent $64 more on stuffed toys than she did on keychains. So stuffed toys, this total amount is $64 more than keychains. So xy plus 8.4x, this is just the cost for the stuffed toys in total, minus 3xy, which is the cost of the keychains, so is 64. So this is writing an algebraic equation for the difference in money spent. So we're just going to simplify this. xy minus 3xy equals to minus 2xy. So 8.4x minus 2xy equals to 64. We just simplified it. And now we're going to move 2xy to the cleaner side. I call it the cleaner side because what I define as the cleaner side is basically just x and y. It's like there's no multiplication, there can be multiplication, but no addition and subtraction going on. So I think that's more open inverted commas, that's why I put it clean. So finding how to express, but this is actually very useful. And I want you to think of for a second why I moved 2xy to the cleaner side. Give you a little clue. Equation 1 and equation 2 needs to be cooperative in order to solve it. So think about it for a while. Give it 5 seconds. Now I'm actually not going to tell you now because we're going to talk about it later. So first, we're going to solve the algebraic equations. So I just pasted these 2 equations over. As you can see, they're the same as equation 1 and equation 2. And we're going to have equation 1. Now I think without telling you, you realize why we move 2xy to the cleaner side. We're gonna have it, and now you can see that both of these equations, equation 2 and equation 1 have a common thing, 2xy. And we love common things in algebra because once you get a common thing, you can, I will call it, cut them off so that you can solve one of these variables. This is the most important thing in an algebra. So now, but that 2xy is on the dirty side. It has a plus 4.2x. That's very annoying. So we move 2xy to the cleaner side. And this is basically equation 1 halved and moved to the cleaner side. So it becomes 2xy equals to 62 minus 4.2x. So as you can see, this and equation 2 have a similar 2xy. So how am I right to surmise that 8.4x minus 64 equals to 62.42x? This might for 62.4.2x, sorry. So for both equals to 2xy. And I'll take a little bit of time to digest this. I may be talking a little bit too fast. So this is quite clear cut. Am I right? So. And here's the thing, this is one algebraic statement, but there is only one unknown, so you can solve this. And, so 8.4x equals 126 minus 4.2x. This is because we add 64 to both sides, so it does have a minus. So technically now, 8.4x is already clean, it doesn't have the minus. So actually, solving algebraic equations, getting into the open inverted comma clean side is literally one of the most important knowledges you have to know. So once you understood this step, you can know that x equals to 126 divided by 4.2 plus 8.4 because it's a minus and plus relationship. So x equals 10. You might want to take a little bit of time. Feel free to pause the video to understand all these steps. They may look very complicated, but actually, it's quite easy to understand if you are at least at primary 6 level. So it's actually really easy to understand. It looks a little bit complicated because I added a little bit more steps in between to make it clear. So feel free to pause the video and give it 5 seconds. Okay, so now that we've solved the algebraic equation, we must get the answer right. There's no point in solving all the algebraic equations. So one of the most important things of an algebraic equation is to know what to define and know what you define. So what do we define as x? I've forgotten. We define x as the number of stuffed toys. That would be totally random. We're supposed to find the cost of a keychain. What do we do that part? You find out that when we find x, we can virtually find all the unknowns because one unknown is all. So, just going to get equation 1 over here. 4xy plus 8.4x equals to 124. This is the equation 1 that we wrote out earlier. So now we're going to substitute. So you know now that x equals to 10. So you will change x to 10. That is important. So here we can get x equals to 10, substitute it in. So 41, you understand what's 40 because 4 times 10 is 40. Y plus 84 equals to 124. And it just comes together, right? Y equals to 124 minus 84 and divided by 40. And y equals to 1. And want to see what's 1? 1 is the price of the keychain. And so we have it. I hope you understand this question already. As I said, this question can be solved with many other methods, but I feel that the algebraic method, you should practice it more, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Please subscribe and like this video and share with your friends if you actually learned something, and remember to turn on notifications so you won't miss our upload, which will be happening very, very soon. Okay, thank you, and bye.